Chef Lopez is kind of crazy guy, from Mexico. Enjoy working in the kitchen. Father of 2 kids and married, with a wife. Well, I started in the culinary field. It's kind of crazy because, I came from Mexico, looking for opportunity, American dream, right? So I started working as a dishwasher at Christinis. That was my first job when I came to the United States. Friend of mine, asked me, hey, you looking for another job? Portobellos looking for prep cooks, and I said, okay, let me go and try. So I came to Portobello. One of the chefs, executive sous chef, and the executive chef, they give me an interview. The executive sous chef, told the executive chef, hey, give it a chance, to work. I know the guy is good. It's kind of thing to say, but I lied to the executive chef and the executive sous chef. I told them that I know how to use the knife, I know how to cook, because when I was working at Christinis, one of the chefs showed me how to do it, how to use the knife. I never used the knife, professionally, in my life. I never cooked professionally in my life. So it kind of funny, that I lied to the executive chef all the time. But they give me the chance to learn. So after that, I started my career as a chef, cooking, doing prep supervisor, sous chef, senior sous chef, executive sous chef, and now executive chef at this time. So the funny story is when I start, how the light, that I know how to use the knife, I start, and now I'm here at Portobello after 19 years, in this place that I love, most of the time. I never think in my life, when I was a kid, be a chef. I would say, that, what I mentioned before, I think everything started when I got here to the United States, I can tell you I went to mechanic school, and I learned something like that, but mechanic to be a chef, I think there's nothing, compared to that. But I always saw my grandmother and my mother, cooking Mexican food, and I think one of the most things that I remember is the mole sauce. Hard to believe, but a lot of chefs, sometimes they don't even cook at home because they think they're be in the restaurant 10, 12 hours cooking, get tired, go home and cook again. But most of the times, my kids ask me for Italian food, right? They ask me for pastas, we make homemade pasta at home. One of my daughter's favorites is chicken parmesan, and I can tell you we had chicken parm on the menu, and we saw like 80 to 90 orders every night, so to go home, and a daughter asked me for a chicken parm. That's funny because I said, really, you want me to cook chicken parm for you? They said, yes, Daddy, that's my favorite dish. And I said, I would do it for you. I would do it for you, even if, we prep a lot in the morning, I would do it for you. But, most of the times, I don't have a favorite, kind of favorite food. It's most what your kids like to eat. And that's when you create something, can be a homemade pasta, can be something, a grilled cheese sandwich, it can be something that your kids love, because at the end, you go home and that's what people waiting for you, your kids. And that's when you create something that can be a pasta, like I say, or something that your kids love. A little small part of Italy, in middle to Disney Springs, a little trattoria. We have a great place, and also we have a great menu. All the menu, sauce and everything start from the scratch. Everything is homemade. We have homemade pasta. We have a ravioli homemade on the house. Most of the sauce, is made on the house. We have gnocchi, with the pork ragu. The pork ragu is made on the house. We have a lot of things that we make in the house. It's a homemade, and I think all that stuff it make unique, to be and we're so glad that we in here in the middle to Disney Springs, like I said, a little, trattoria Italy in the middle to Disney Springs. So we have a lot of options. We have a lot of menus, we have desserts homemade too. We have tiramisu, it's made, in the house, created on the house. Panna cotta with, like I'm sorry, local, ingredients, made with winter park honey, and also the tiramisu is made with a local beer also. So it's kind of, a lot of things that we make in the house. It's a house made, Of course, we have a Tony Montuano, help with the menu to create all those, items, And you look at on the menu, our menu is a basic menu with the simple ingredients, and that's what Tony Montuano like, simple ingredients. For him, I think that's the best dish you can put on the plate. You don't have to put too many ingredients on the plate, but you have a main ingredients with the flavors and everything. I think they make the dish taste good. And I think one of the things is Tony Montuano, that's what he like, simple ingredients. We're so happy to be in this place to serve, every single night 1,000 guests for all over the place, find people to different tastes, to different flavors, to different, different choices, to feed, 1,000 people every night, to ensure, every guest walk to the, to the door, make sure, they have the best experience, and one of the things is that, to make sure, every guest, leave to this place, be happy and make sure, they enjoy the food, the food that we have here on the restaurant. It's a lot of hours you put in it, and the best thing is more that you learn, more that you put in it, more the hours that you get, is you do better and you learn more. And after that, you can find, a lot of things, in your mind to create menus, to create, recipes and all that kind of stuff. But you gotta love this career to really be in this, and you gotta love it. If not, I don't think you're not gonna do nothing, because that's the best thing to do is learn, love, and put together a lot of stuff. Wood pizza oven is unique, so that make difference on the pizzas and the other things that we cook in the pizza oven. So I think for a lot of restaurants, to have that kind of oven is really unique, because the flavor changes a lot with the pizza oven. To cook it on the grill, to cook it on the stove, that make a lot of difference, and the flavor tastes, different.